Y'all be trying to throw the fact that I have 8 kids in my face like that's going to hurt my feelings. That don't hurt my feelings. Do you understand that I wanted 8 kids? Do you understand that I'm doing the see with 8 kids? Do you understand that I still do whatever I want in life with 8 kids? I wanted them. I knew what I signed up for. I knew what I was doing, what I laid on my back when I busted wide open to make them babies. What do you mean? I didn't run to no clinic. I ain't do none of that because I wanted them. You do understand that I had options and I chose to keep them and take care of them. I don't understand what's the problem, why y'all always feel the need to just talk. I bust it open again. I would have had 10 if I didn't have to get C-sections. I mean, you're not hurting my feelings. You're annoying me. I'm irked that you're grown and you come on here and you want to talk about how many kids I have and talk about my kids like they can't read that. And y'all know I can't say nothing back. You know I can't say nothing back because you know I'm going to get flagged. So all I can do is say, I'm going to pray for you. So let me pray for you.
Hey y'all, so welcome back to Somebody Come Listen to This podcast. Y'all heard what the good sis had to say about, people coming for her and her comments about her having 8 kids. I saw this video on TikTok and I just had to talk about it here. I really don't have a problem with people having that many kids, black women having that many kids, anybody having that many kids if that's the amount of kids they want. The problem is that I don't know this woman personally. I don't know if they all have the same dad. I don't know if the dad is around or if she's married or anything about her. But the problem in the black community is black women have kids by different men a lot of the times. If she has the same dad for all of her kids and that he's taking care of them, kudos to her. But I'm just going to go out on a limb and guess that she does not. The problem is that the men that we're having these kids by are not staying with the kids and raising the kids. And I heard her say in the video a lot, I, me. And she just kept saying she chose to have these kids. She didn't say anything about a man. So I'm just assuming it's just her by herself. If that is the case, this is a huge reason why we as a group of people are not on the verge of becoming a permanent underclass. But I do believe we are a permanent underclass because of this, because everybody knows that if the more kids you have, it can leave you in poverty, especially if you are having these kids by a group of men who don't have anything, who don't believe in building generational wealth, who don't believe in getting married, who don't believe in family, who don't lead, who don't guide their children. So at this point, I would say that the ball is really in black women's court to change this all, because we've seen time and time again that these men are not going to stay and raise their kids. I'm not even going to say not all. A majority of them are not going to stay. If I am not mistaken, it's like 30% or less of black women that are actually married. And I don't believe that marriage is the end all be all. But if you look at the men that are the highest earners in the world, which is Asian men and white men. Asian men are out earning white men right now. They believe in family, and they understand that in order to build wealth, you have to build your family and guide your family first. Black men don't understand that, and even if they do understand that, they're not doing that. So if you don't stay with your kids and raise your kids and teach them about financial literacy, and teach them about the business that you're running and owning, they're not going to grow up and do those things. So that's what we're seeing in the black community. They're not going to care about buying homes and getting businesses and passing those homes and businesses down to their kids to actually build that wealth and keep that wealth in the family so that your family doesn't have to suffer and work as hard, and so your family doesn't have to be in poverty. Black men don't think of those things on a large scale. And for the most part, I see black women thinking of those things. And that's why I say the ball is actually in our court. But black women have to stop thinking about what black men are doing and come together with other black women if we're ever going to pull ourselves out of this hole, because black men just don't care at this point. We see it online daily. They're telling us online daily, and we're not just saying this stuff and making this stuff up. They're actually saying it out of their mouths. We actually saw Corey Holcomb come on and say that they don't care about their kids unless they love the mother, and most of the time they don't love the mother of their children. 9 out of 10 times they don't even like the mother of their children. They're just trying to get sex. So this woman, I don't know her personally, but I know women like her that have multiple kids, multiple different dads, and none of the dads are around, and they're crying about child support. If they're around, they're crying that she's trying to get child support. So black women, I would stay out of her comments. I don't know her personally, but I would just focus on we really need to focus on ourselves and the kids that we do have. We really need to focus on our girls and continuing to pour into them and teaching them how to love themselves, because they go out into this world surrounded by these boys and these men that have been taught to do and say toxic stuff. These girls are going to just be broken down. We need to warn the girls as a whole. I don't have any girls at all, so I wish I did. I really do wish I would have had a girl. It's not too late. I want to adopt, but I don't think that will happen. But I do believe that a lot of black women who are single and don't plan on having kids naturally, I do wish that the black women that couldn't afford it would actually start going to adopt these girls out of the system, because I don't feel like our girls deserve this. The boys, I really don't feel like it's any hope for the boys, because this culture is so toxic and the men do not want to change it. I don't feel like it's any hope. You can do what you can with the boys that you have, but most of the men, even if they're a so-called good black man, they don't see the issue because they don't care. They literally don't care. They don't listen to us when we try to tell them the issue. So you could do the best you can with the boys until they're grown and on their own, but I would really pour into the girls and pay attention to what's going on with them, because girls, as we know, have a different mindset than boys. I know I'm raising 2 boys, and I can see the mindsets of the culture getting to them. Even though they have a dad in their lives, he doesn't see what's going on with the culture, and he does not want to hear me out when I try to tell him what's going on with the culture and what it's doing to our boys and girls. Most black men just don't care. So that's why I say we should really stop talking to them and stop listening to them, because they don't care about what we have to say and they don't listen to us. So black women, what I suggest doing, if you have a group of friends or coworkers or any women around you that are struggling or going through stuff in your family, as long as most of them are probably going to be mammies, I suggest you get together and have girls' nights out and just listen to each other's issues. We can't keep competing with each other, because at this point, it's really us against the world. We're all we have. And I know we won't be able to get along with all women, but just the ones that are willing to listen to you. A lot of them won't. A lot of them will probably hate what you have to say. But just get together with some girls and focus on your girls and your women. And that's what I suggest right now. But this girl in this video, at this point, if you're out here having 10 kids by these men in this world, I can't save you. Everybody's not going to be saved, so we can't get mad at these women. They're going to learn the hard way. Even if she's going to school and working, 8 kids, if the dads aren't involved, you're not going to be able to do it. If the dads aren't paying child support, aren't give you and they give you a hard time, she's not going to be able to raise 8 kids on her own. Then she'll eventually see that the error of her ways, but it's too late. She already has them. She has to deal with them. So, I don't agree with having that many kids. Ladies, even if you have that many kids and you're in a marriage right now with a man that's providing, I would still say have your own bank account set to the side just in case something goes wrong. Men do stuff. They go off, they cheat, they get tired, they get bored. Just still have your own, because you got those 8 kids and you're going to be in that situation by yourself once he leaves. Hopefully she has, like I said, hopefully she has dads that are helping her, or if it's just one dad, he's really good at, doing what he's supposed to do. But that situation is not ideal, and especially for black women, because we as a people are at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to finances, when it comes to mental health, when it comes to just everything. And Black women, you have to deal with not only that, but racism, sexism, colorism, texturism, coming from your own men and other people. Like I said, it's us against the world. So doing this in this day and age, and especially with prices going up, inflation, everything is getting harder. I would not suggest having kids right now for Black women, not for anybody. This world is getting so hard right now. If you're a young Black woman in your 20s, I would suggest doing everything I could not to have any kids, especially by a Black man right now, because it's about to get hard for everyone and they won't be able to help you. But what they will do is they will talk about you when you do go get help from the government, aka the white man. They'll talk about you real bad. So you're stuck in between a rock and a hard place, Black women. You know, the men that look like you can't help you, won't help you, but will talk about you if you try to go get help. So this is why I'm saying stop going back and forth with them in the comments. Stop talking to them. Stop speaking to them. Stop listening to them. Stop looking at them. Stop smiling at them. Stop saying hi to them. Just focus on yourselves, because if you keep focusing on what they're doing, you will never be at peace. You'll never be at ease. You'll always be stressed out. Will always be overweight. Your hair will be falling out. You'll look like you're 60 years old when you're only 45. Just stop talking to them. Stop talking to mammies. Stop talking to anyone who is trying to gaslight you and defend Black men and what they are doing, because we are living it as a whole. We're living it. Not only are we living it, those of us who aren't living it, we have seen it and we have been around it all our lives. So don't let anybody, white men, white women, any other races of people tell you that you're manly and something is wrong with you, because yeah, it was a white man that came out recently saying that Black women are masculine and manly, but we have a reason to. We have not ever had any men to protect us. We have not had any protection from anybody. So, you know, if you drop women off in war zones with these men, why would they come out soft and submissive and, you know, feminine? But to me, I believe that Black women are still some of the most feminine women on the planet when they're put in the right situations. I've seen that, and we're hearing different races of men come out and say that. And I know that. I know that for a fact. I've seen it with the women in my family, which are in large, mostly single, in their 40s, 50s, 60s, single because they were just sweet, submissive, and the men that they chose, which was most of them, all of them, were not any good. So don't let anybody think that we're just tell you that you're just choosing wrong. You're not choosing wrong. It's not you. Listen to the women online. If you don't have any women in your family that you can talk to, just get online, listen to some of the women calling into some of these podcasts, telling their stories similar to the stories I'm sure you've heard. And just don't be like the woman in this video. And if you have one baby, that's fine. Don't beat yourself up. If you have two, don't beat yourself up. Just focus on you and your kids and stop talking to men. Don't go and have 8 kids like this girl. Just do what you can with the 2 that you have. Do the best you can. I know a lot of us out here are stressed and depressed, are hurting, alone. But sometimes it's good to be alone. You would rather be alone than be stuck with a man that is abusing you, that is not helping you, that is just keeps getting you pregnant and treating you bad. Just, you know, it's time for us to be at peace. We've never had peace since we've arrived in this country. Our ancestors never had peace. And I just think it's time for Black women to be a little selfish. And, you know, being selfish does not mean that you have a bad heart. It does not mean that you aren't a good person. It means that you're protecting your peace and preserving your energy, because it's too much to carry on your back. I get that. I see that with women, and my heart hurts for women, even mammies, because they don't even realize what they're in. They're still in that worshiping mode, you know, and I know eventually they'll get out of it, because life will teach them. These men will teach them soon enough. So we can be mad at them, but all we can do is just sit back and wait for them to come over to the light, you know, because they're still on the dark side. So all we can do is wait for them, keep sharing our stories, keep posting our videos, keep making new podcasts, and just get with our sisters and build our own neighborhoods, build our own schools. Stop waiting for these men to build and protect, because actually I don't think that they ever have done that. I don't think they're capable. If you look at history, Black women have always been the ones to protect our children and even protect them. I don't think it is in them. So I think we need to just take accountability for everything, because we are the leaders. And part of that accountability would be to stop birthing them and to focus on ourselves and the children that are already here. Focus on making sure that they do well and we do well so that we can live longer. Studies actually show that we live longer when we are single and not married and away from them. And it shows that they die quicker when they're single and away from us. So, that's crazy. That just goes to show that we are not the problem. And the world is seeing that Black women are not the problem. They're going to other races of women. They're getting their passports because they're saying that our standards are too high. We're not the problem, ladies. Other women are seeing it. The world is seeing it. Other men are coming out speaking on it. So what I can say now is just ignore anybody who has anything to say about Black women, if it's negative, if it's not true, and just focus on you. We know the truth about us. We've been raised around us. Yes, some of us can be toxic and dysfunctional, but there is a root cause to all of that. If Black women are toxic and dysfunctional, we need to go back to the root cause. What caused them to be that way? And most of the time it's a Black man behind it. A Black man that abandoned them, a Black man that abused them. It could be a cousin, an uncle, a grandpa, a dad that SA'd them, or that they saw, treating their mother bad, that treated them bad. By nature, women are naturally not violent and toxic like men. I'm not going to say that is no toxic and violent women, but by nature, that's just not women. So I'm not even going to say just Black men. I'm going to say for the most part, men are violent and more toxic than women. So even if you're a divester, this channel is for everybody. It's not for divestors. It's not just for BWE. I hope everybody can look at my channel and get something out of it. Sometimes Black men come in my comments. Every once in a while, I'll respond to them. But most of the time, I say 9 times out of 10, I'm just going to not respond to them and block them. Because I don't I don't want Black women arguing with them. We're going into 2023. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving 2022. And I don't want Black women arguing with them online. I just want Black women to stop focusing on them, stop arguing with them, because it gives them your energy. It sucks everything you have out of you. It gets you upset, and you don't need that. Just stop. But pretty much, ladies, that's all I wanted to say on this video. And guys, if you know her or if she sees this video, hopefully we can talk. Because I love all Black women. I really do. I don't know what her situation is. She's saying that she wanted all these kids, but, maybe, I don't know. She could just be saying that to make herself look better. But I don't know anybody who would want a lot of kids like that and, to be alone with them. I don't know. So, but get in the comments, guys. Share your channels with me if you have your own channels, and, like, comment, and subscribe, and please share my videos. I like to see you guys in the comments. So I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.